I had a guy that I met through my job. I work at Lowe's. An older gentleman that he was retired, so he just decided to make these like crochet hooks, and he started selling them online to like people over in England. And he like made a
Making them out of what?
parts that he would get at Lowe's. He would modify tools and stuff to just make these crochet hooks, and he was selling them to people just on the side because he was retired and stuff. And it was so interesting to just hear him talk about it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into something like that where I'm making something that people want, or I'm doing what you do and giving information, teaching people, how to do stuff on their own. But I haven't found it yet. Right? I'm circling.
So one thing that became incredibly clear when I started 3D printing is that the demand for people who have design skills is insanely high.
Yeah.
If you have the technological expertise to design something in CAD, the actual production part of it can be outsourced to almost anywhere. The problem is in design. When you have the chops, like you saw, Joseph Palvero was, he worked at a drone design studio, and he had the chops engineering-wise to design a knife. And when he when he 3D printed his first design, it worked exactly the way this works. I mean, identical in every way. Actually works. And so if you have that skill, it's great. If you are a woodworker and you understand the texturing, the geometry, and all of that stuff, you have a skill that can carry with you. It's like when you get a degree or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's always hard to get it done, to figure out something, but it's always marketable. And that's the cool thing is you pick the right skill. Like my wife is doing a lot of sewing right now because she's enjoying it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a powerful skill. I mean, at this point with the sewing machines we have, we could make bags. I picked up some leather stuff. A friend of mine, Jonathan over at Redeem Creations, he had some leftover scraps of leather, so I can start to teach myself some leather working stuff.
Yeah.
So that's cool. The more skills you have, the more capabilities you have, the better. And that's sort of an adventure in itself.
When I first moved here, I just moved here about 3 months ago from Georgia. We're in Virginia Beach. I didn't have a job, so for what was it, about a month?
Yeah.
For about a month, I was basically doing nothing but looking for a job and filling time with just making things.
Yeah.
I think I carved a bunch of different things. I carved a little bearded man into a stick. I carved a bunch of sticks for something that my buddy's wife was working on. I made
a couple crochet hats.
I made like 3 hats.
Yeah,
I made 3 hats.
Started
I'm still
on
working on a
blanket.
scarf. I mean, just making stuff while I was bored, right?
Keeping your hands busy is always a good thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely want to get into something that's a little bit more substantial. If I'm going to spend time creating things, which I love doing, I feel like I should probably get into something a little bit more substantial, or at least find something I can really get behind, because sometimes it feels like it sways right back and forth. Sometimes I want to do woodworking. Sometimes I want to, do some crocheting or some sewing. Sometimes I want to, do a little bit of this or that, and I can't find what I want to make.
Yeah.
You just have to keep pushing towards it. I mean, much of the reason why I'm trying leatherworking is I was getting frustrated about, like, I wanted this design to exist and it doesn't.
Yeah.
You start out by like, I have a problem and the solution does not seem to be presenting itself. Like, it's just not around. It's not there.
Can you share
so
what
you start out, okay, so how do I solve this problem? And then you backtrack.
Hey there, you. If you enjoyed that clip, go subscribe to the main channel, WiseWorks Podcast. We got full podcasts. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment for us and enjoy the content.